Isaiah James back for round 2. An impressive victory in his own right. And for Isaiah James, again, we talk about what these matches, what these tournaments, what these bright lights can do for a superstar. Isaiah James, this has got to be an absolutely great chance here as he moves on.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when I faced off with Legion, it's one of the greatest rivalries in reality of wrestling history. I killed off Legion, but I got to believe they're stronger now than they ever have been with Isaiah James teaming with Sean Hendricks, and we get to see him here in singles action in the second round of this tournament.
Appreciate the $4.99 super chat donation from Beak Hole Games. Thank you very much for supporting what we do and supporting Will Allday. Will Allday has certainly been making waves out there, including at AEW Dark. Let's hope that Will Allday continues that successful run over there in Jacksonville. But right now, Isaiah James getting the better, Warren Johnson.
Absolutely. You see that little transition there to the headlock. That's Isaiah James in a nutshell. People don't know he's trained in Britain.
Cover.
Absolutely. Just a 1 count, though, if that. He's trained over in the UK. He knows his chain wrestling. He knows his technical wrestling. And that's what we're going to see here. I'm so excited to actually watch this one happen. Jostling for position here. The Greco-Roman knuckle lock.
Well, we certainly know who superfan Colton is cheering for here as well. $2 donation, a cover. Oh, immediately into a sleeper hole. This is where the mat wrestling, who will take advantage, cover by Isaiah.
Absolutely. Saw the transition to the crucifix pin. He said he almost had him. He was that close, that early. That would have been huge for Isaiah James. Not taking hardly any damage so far. Warren's got to be real careful here.
Terry, thank you so much for your $4.99 donation. And, you know, Kid 2 Craze, listen, if you don't have any, but no worries. The best thing you can do for us right now, continue to promote on your social media right now that this Rise to Wrestling Royalty Tournament is still going on. Make sure your friends, your family, everyone you know logs in the YouTube live stream going on right now.
Absolutely. If you got friends that love wrestling, let them know we're here. They've already missed some good wrestling. They're going to miss some even great wrestling if they don't tune in right now.
Oi! That'll stop a man in his tracks and cover against Warren.
Here we go. And you saw there, he dropped down, almost tripping Warren, leapfrogs over him, creating more space, all to set up the momentum for a hellacious clothesline there from Izzy James.
And now Warren using those ropes again. Loves using them for leverage. Fantastic splash. And now a cover by the leader. And you know, Colton, just when I thought you were going to be leaning one way with Warren, you give a $2 donation now for Isaiah. I mean, make up your mind, man. You can't go down the middle. You can't be stuck in the middle.
You know, Colton, just a fan of good wrestling. That's what I'm seeing out here. Look at this big head scissors, big Rana from Izzy James. Getting the people behind him, getting that energy behind him.
Oh, watch out below. Oh.
Right into those hard knuckles of Warren Johnson, the bony knuckles. Look at this, dragging him out of the ring to the apron. What are we going to see here? Back and forth, a brawl. Oof, hard right hand from Warren. Izzy gets the advantage.
Oh, this is not a good position.
No. Oh! Oh, my God. Whipping the neck back, the hyperextension, the drawback of the neck against the apron. You can feel that in your fingertips, your feet, your legs, everything. This is a devastating thing here.
Dennis, we appreciate your question about donating late at a later point. You are always able to. Always make sure to hit that subscribe button and continue to follow us tuning in. That is the best, one of the other best ways you can support what we are doing at the Reality of Wrestling. Cover now, Warren. Yeah, you know, I see a lot, Clay. I see a lot of these relative nonchalant pins, right? It's not always chest to chest. Seems lackadaisical here. I mean, what we just saw on that pinfall, was that a good one?
Well, what we just saw, you got to think about it like this. Anything that makes your opponent move makes them use energy. So regardless if you can hook the leg or not, if you can just get a forearm on their head, then just anything to make them use energy, especially
twist. Again, we see the ode to DMX with the neck twist.
And I would be amiss if I didn't call out cravat, roll through,
and now look at this strong cover, and still Izzy somehow able to kick out.
There it is. Working the neck, making Izzy James feel all of this. And even this, I don't even know what you call it. Call it a Mr. Salty if you want. He's twisted him and twisting, just writhing the neck, everything of Izzy James trapped up here.
Isaiah looks to maybe have the loose left arm, yes indeed, to try to prevent this torque from continuing to be wrenched by Warren into a roll-up.
Drop kicks him right back down to the mat. Izzy trying to find something from this Ronation, but just driven right back down to the mat, and now getting a beating in the corner from Warren Johnson. Nothing technical about that.
You would think typically if this was a tag team match, this is the time that Isaiah would try to find something in him to be able to make a tag, be able to tag out. Singles action, you've got nowhere else to go.
Oh my goodness.
Except down.
Oh my goodness.
Cover again, Warren.
You gotta wonder, referee Azabuyan might be thinking about checking in on Izzy, seeing if he's okay, maybe even stopping this. Neck injuries are nothing to play with. Even in a match as big as this in the Rise to Wrestling Royalty Tournament. Warren Johnson, just a surgeon here, just picking away at the neck. It's strategic in the best and worst way, depending on your prerogative.
Now Warren Johnson looking to, again, he loves those ropes, going to use it as a weapon if need be. Mio Fink, Guten Tag, thank you for joining us all the way from Deutschland. We appreciate it. And frankly, the way that these two might be flying high, they might end up in your neck of the woods. Look at that by Isaiah.
Twisting in midair, crashing with his body weight on top of Warren. A brilliant counter from Isaiah James. You think that might be what can get him back into this. He's not moving right now. You see the fingers moving, trying to get feeling back in his fingers from this attack on the neck.
Hey, what the heck's going to happen here if neither of these men can answer the 10 count?
Someone will get a bye, Chris. That's what happened last year with Brendan Steen. He was able to get a bye and have a pass to get all the way to the finals.
Both competitors are up here, and this is where the battle of attrition begins.
Mio trying to get back in. Oh! Springs off the ropes, huge kick. Feeding off the energy of the crowd. Trying to get the feeling back in that neck still. Neck injuries don't go away with time. Here we go. Running into a huge boot. Warren Johnson coming back in.
It's over.
Caught him.
Wow. Wow.
Strength.
We were talking about the speed. Kevin and Kirby talked about the speed of Isaiah James earlier. That's the strength. Certainly puts Isaiah James in the right spot to maybe come up with a win. Wait a second.
Where did he come from?
Petey Brawley trying to get in the way to annoy, but not stopping Isaiah.
Still flying out of the ring, overcoming the odds. If anyone understands what it means to overcome the odds, it's a Legion member. They invented the game here at Reality of Wrestling.
Donald Green, what a heck of a donation. That's what our fan base is all about, supporting and rising all boats, right? The tide that rises all boats. We appreciate that, Donald, on behalf of Kid to Craze, man. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, and you can see Isaiah James going up top here, maybe looking to finish the deal.
Oh, maybe too much time, and that allows Warren Johnson with the cradle pin. Nope.
Inside cradle, he wasn't able to get his feet hooked there. That's the only thing that kept him out, the leverage. He wasn't able to get it. Going for that swinging neck breaker. Ooh. Oh, the bad neck. A twisting, swinging neck breaker.
And even with that grimace on Warren Johnson's face, a look of perplexed. What else does Warren need to do?
I don't even have the answers. Isaiah James just fighting through this pain. There's nothing worse than a neck injury, and he's finding a way to overcome it. Well, we saw this DDT in the first round.
Keep working on these pins, and look at this, that Isaiah so late in the match, able to muster the strength into a possible strong backslide.
Look at this, another leg sweep counter. Looking for maybe a sharpshooter, twisting those legs. Fight off by Warren. He doesn't want to get trapped in that this late in the match. Look at this, hooking both legs.
That's very nice here. Oh,
brilliant. Look at this. Brilliant, keeping the leg between, transitioning to the sharpshooter, finding the submission. Warren is in deep trouble here. Center of the ring, nowhere to go.
We know what the Row Nation wants Warren to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Isaiah needs to sit back. I know his neck is in pain, but he's got to sit back. He's got to get the weight on the lower back of Warren Johnson. And that right there is why Warren able to squirm his way out, able to weasel his way out, get to the ropes.
Close only comes in horseshoes and grenades. Isaiah needs a little bit more here to put away Warren, to move on in this tournament.
You saw that was a trap by Warren Johnson. He had his his hands on the ropes, able to twist up. He set the trap, but Izzy had it scouted. Let's see what happens here. Shot to the midsection. Look for that DDT again. Caught!
Ooh. You gotta love the the Green Bay plunge and cover.
Oh my goodness, that was a rolling Death Valley driver from Isaiah James there. How does his strength, does his toughness, his fortitude,
there you go.
No bounds. I get excited about wrestling, guys. I can't help it if I get tongue-tied. Let's see here. He's got to find a way to put Warren away.
And why not? Let's jump off. Let's get freaky deaky on the top. It looks like, hey, Isaiah loves to be the scum of Legion. It says it right there on his shirt. And frankly, would love nothing better. Put away Warren right here.
Oh, it pushes the ref, a low blow. And after all of this, Warren still needing that low blow.
And
there's the DDT.
Opening. Is that it? And is Warren moving on? Yes, he is.
You know, I'm supposed to be unbiased when I do commentary, but that was a fantastic technical display. You saw Isaiah James fighting through, and Warren Johnson still needed